The city of New York pulsed with its usual frenetic energy on that crisp autumn evening, the kind where the wind whispered secrets through the canyons of steel and glass, carrying the faint scent of roasted chestnuts from street vendors below. Alexander Thorne, the indomitable CEO of Thorne Enterprises, sat ensconced in his opulent corner office on the 50th floor of the company's flagship skyscraper, a towering monolith that symbolized his ascent from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of corporate power. At 45 years old today, he should have been celebrating a milestone, but the vast expanse of his domain felt more like a gilded cage than a throne room. The office was a testament to his success, walls lined with awards and framed articles from Forbes and the Wall Street Journal, a massive mahogany desk cluttered with the detritus of a day's conquests, financial reports, merger proposals, and a sleek laptop humming softly with the latest stock updates. Yet, amid this empire of achievement, Alexander was utterly alone. His reflection in the floor-to-ceiling windows stared back at him, a man with sharp features etched by years of boardroom battles, his dark hair streaked with premature gray, and eyes that held the weariness of someone who had sacrificed everything for the top. He poured himself another glass of single malt scotch from the crystal decanter on the sideboard, the amber liquid swirling like liquid gold under the dim glow of his desk lamp. Birthdays had long ceased to hold any magic for him. As a child in a cramped Brooklyn apartment, they had been modest affairs, his mother scraping together enough for a homemade cake and a few balloons, his father absent more often than not, lost to the bottle or the streets. But those memories were faded now, buried under layers of ambition and regret. His marriage to Elena had crumbled 5 years ago under the weight of his endless work hours, taking their 2 children, Sophia and Michael, with her to a quieter life in Connecticut. He saw them on holidays, if schedules aligned, but the distance was more emotional than geographical. Friends? They were colleagues at best, sycophants at worst, orbiting his success like moths to a flame. No one had remembered his birthday today, save for a perfunctory email from his assistant, Clara, who had attached a digital card with a generic message. He hadn't expected more, vulnerability wasn't in his repertoire. Down below, in the labyrinthine bowels of the building, Maria Gonzalez navigated the dimly lit corridors with the quiet efficiency of someone who had made invisibility an art form. As the night janitor for Thorne Enterprises, she had been cleaning these halls for over a decade, her calloused hands bearing the marks of countless nights spent scrubbing away the remnants of the day's corporate hustle. Maria was a single mother of 38, her life a delicate balance of shifts at the building and odd jobs to make ends meet for her and her daughter, Lily. Tonight, like many others, Lily accompanied her, curled up in a corner of the supply closet with a coloring book and crayons, her small frame a beacon of innocence in the sterile environment. It was Lily's 8th birthday today, a coincidence that Maria found both heartwarming and heartbreaking. She had baked a simple chocolate cake that morning in their tiny walk-up apartment in Queens, using the last of the flour and eggs, decorating it with rainbow sprinkles pilfered from a discount store. The cake was modest, but to Lily, it was a treasure, a symbol of her mother's unwavering love. As Maria pushed her cleaning cart toward the executive floor, the elevator hummed upward, its mirrored walls reflecting her tired eyes and the faint lines of worry on her forehead. She had immigrated from Mexico 20 years ago, dreaming of a better life, but reality had been harsher, a string of low-wage jobs, a husband who had abandoned them when Lily was 2, and the constant grind to keep a roof over their heads. Yet, Lily was her light, a curious, empathetic girl with boundless energy and a heart as big as the city itself. "Mama, can I help tonight?" Lily had asked earlier, her pigtails bouncing as she skipped alongside the cart. Maria had smiled, handing her a small duster. "Just stay close, Mija. And remember, we don't bother the important people." Up in his office, Alexander leaned back in his leather chair, scrolling through his phone absent-mindedly. Social media feeds were filled with curated lives, vacations, parties, families toasting milestones. He paused on a post from an old college friend, a group photo from a birthday bash, laughter frozen in pixels. A pang of envy hit him unexpectedly. When had he last laughed like that? His days were a blur of meetings, negotiations, and decisions that moved millions. Thorne Enterprises had started as a tech startup in his garage, evolving into a behemoth that dominated AI-driven real estate and fintech. But success had come at a cost, relationships withered, personal joys evaporated. He glanced at the clock, 8:45 p.m. The building would be emptying soon, security making their rounds. Perhaps he'd head home to his penthouse, another empty space overlooking Central Park, and drown the night in more scotch. Meanwhile, Lily had grown restless in the supply room. With her mother's permission, she wandered a bit, her sneakers squeaking softly on the polished marble floors. The executive floor was a wonder to her. Vast hallways with abstract art on the walls, doors leading to rooms that seemed like palaces compared to her home. She clutched a small Tupperware container in her hands, inside which lay a carefully saved slice of her birthday cake. It had been her idea. Earlier that day, while peeking through the lobby windows on previous visits, she had seen the tall man, in the high-up office, always alone, staring out like he was searching for something lost. "He looks sad, Mama," she had said. "Maybe he needs cake too." Maria had laughed it off, but Lily was determined. Birthdays were for sharing, after all. As she approached the open door of Alexander's office, the light spilling out like a warm invitation, Lily hesitated. The man inside was indeed the one she had seen, tall, with a serious face, sipping from a glass. He didn't notice her at first, lost in his thoughts. Gathering her courage, she knocked lightly on the doorframe, her small voice echoing. "Excuse me, mister?" Alexander startled, nearly spilling his drink. He turned, expecting perhaps a late-night delivery or security, but instead saw a little girl with wide brown eyes and a shy smile. "Whoa, kid. What are you doing up here? Are you lost?" Lily shook her head, stepping inside tentatively. The office was enormous, bigger than her entire apartment, with a view that made the city look like a sparkling toy set. "No, sir. My mama works here. She's cleaning. I brought something for you." He furrowed his brow, intrigued despite the interruption. Children weren't part of his world, his own kids were teenagers now, their interactions stilted by divorce and distance. "Brought something? For me? Why?" She held out the container, her hand steady. "It's my birthday today. And I think it's yours too. I heard Mama talking to someone about the boss's birthday. You shouldn't be alone on your birthday. I saved you some cake." Alexander froze, the words hitting him like a gentle wave. How did she know? Clara must have mentioned it in passing to the staff, or perhaps it was listed on some internal calendar. But the gesture, the pure, unadulterated kindness, caught him off guard. No one had thought to do something like this for him in years. He accepted the container, popping it open to reveal the slice, chocolate with thick frosting and sprinkles, slightly smushed from the journey but radiating homemade warmth. "You saved this, for me? Really?" Lily nodded vigorously, climbing onto the edge of a guest chair without invitation, her legs dangling. "Yep. Everybody needs cake on their birthday. It makes the wishes come true. What's your name, mister?" He chuckled softly, the sound foreign to his own ears. "Alexander. But you can call me Alex." "And yours?" "Lily. Like the flower." She beamed, her enthusiasm infectious. "Did you have a party?" "I had one at home with Mama. We sang songs and blew out candles." Alexander took a small bite of the cake, the sweetness exploding on his tongue, rich, moist, far better than any gourmet dessert from the city's top patisseries. "No party for me, Lily. Just work. But this is nice. Thank you." As they talked, Maria finished her rounds on the lower floors and headed up, her mind wandering to the bills piling up and the school supplies Lily needed for the new term. She trusted her daughter to stay put, but a mother's instinct nagged at her. Entering the executive suite, she heard voices, Lily's giggle and a deeper, unfamiliar tone. Panic surged. She rushed to the office door, freezing at the sight, her little girl perched on the CEO's desk, chattering away, while Alexander Thorne himself listened with a bemused smile, cake crumbs on his plate. "Senor Thorne. I'm so sorry," Maria stammered, rushing in. "Lily, then a key. You shouldn't bother him." Alexander held up a hand, his expression softening. "It's all right, really. She's no bother. In fact, she's the highlight of my evening." Maria blinked, unsure how to respond. She had seen Alexander from afar, intimidating, always in a hurry, but up close, he seemed human. Tired, perhaps even lonely. She insisted on bringing the cake. "It's her birthday too. I hope she didn't overstep." "Not at all," he replied, glancing at Lily, who was now drawing a quick sketch on a notepad from his desk, a stick figure of them sharing cake. "Happy birthday to you both, then. This cake is delicious. Did you make it?"